This portion of Midday Live, sponsored by San Francisco Community Health Center.
The San Francisco Community Health Center provides affordable health care to the people in our community who need it the most, and you can support their mission this month at the upcoming Gala Show of Hope. It's so much fun every year. The fundraiser will be emceed once again by ABC7 News anchor Reggie Key, who loves doing this event every single year. And joining us live to tell us more about it is the CEO of San Francisco's Community Health. We have Lance Toma. Lance, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Julian.
We are so excited to talk about this event. As I mentioned, it is a favorite of Reggie Key. He loves doing this. It's always so much fun, and we know it's rapidly approaching on April the 19th. What exactly are you all raising funds for?
Sure. You know, all of the money, every single penny that we raise goes to our critical life-saving services that we provide here in the Tenderloin: primary health care, behavioral health care, dental care, and community outreach and engagement.
And you do that by having a really good time at the annual gala. Talk about what folks can expect when they show up.
Sure. We want to make sure that folks really enjoy and have a wonderful time, because we are talking about some of the challenges that our city is facing right now with respect to homelessness and substance use and mental illness. But folks really can get a taste of what we do, but also to honor some of the icons in our community, including Dr. Anthony Fauci. We're honoring him. He has been a beacon for us since the days of HIV in the 80s and 90s. And through COVID, he helped lead us through the darkest days of COVID. So we will be honoring him, and we'll be honoring ABC7, another iconic business in the community that will soon be closing their doors, but has been there for the trans community. It's a community that we care about and serve and are committed to.
It's so important, and it's always a huge draw, the honorees that you all always make sure that you're uplifting and highlighting. Those are folks that are doing such good work in the community. We know you all do such good work in the community. Talk about how that work has changed since the COVID-19 pandemic.
Sure. You know, during COVID, it was some of the hardest moments when we were trying to figure out our way through. And what we did was we got all of our folks into the streets of the Tenderloin. We provided as much education and information and vaccines and testing and boosters and all of that, so that we could make sure our communities, inclusive of our homeless residents, were healthy and well. And what that did was that just allowed us to expand over time. So we actually have more folks on the street providing care to folks in the Tenderloin. We have expanded our transgender programming. We have a site that is for our Trans Thrive community center. We've also began overseeing the navigation center for the trans community, the Tame and Booten Navigation Center. So we've just been ensuring that there are as many places in the city that our folks and the communities that we care about most have access to all of the services that we provide.
That's so important that you all are providing those services, especially at a time where trans folks are facing so much hate all across the country. But we know that there are community-based organizations like yours that are doing the work and really help meeting people where they are. And that's why I'm happy that you spoke about the work that you all do with our homeless population in San Francisco. How exactly do you do that to go out to the folks that really need the most care but are so often overlooked?
Yeah, you know, what we found is that it takes a community of folks to ensure that our communities are getting what they need. And some of the folks in the Tenderloin who are struggling with homelessness aren't able to come into our clinic for an appointment, for a medical visit. So we actually take our whole crew out, and we ensure that we can get a medical provider, a behavioral health care provider, a social worker, a health worker, a case manager, a phlebotomist, so that we can actually take what we're doing at our headquarter clinic out into the street. And what we do is we actually engage with those folks, and some of those folks were able to get into housing, we're able to get into other resources and get connected, and then they become part of our team. And they're actually the ones that are actually connecting their communities into all of these resources that we're providing.
Lance, this is such important work, and this is the work that you can support when you show up to the Show of Hope Gala. It's happening Friday, April the 19th at the Hyatt Regency in San Francisco. There are tickets still on sale. You'll want to get those at sfcommunityhealth.org. And again, you're supporting such a great cause when you show up. Lance, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much for all of your support. And ABC7 is such an amazing partner. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, and you get to meet Reggie and Key when you show up to the big
Reggie.
event. Yes, we'll take a short break here on Midday Live. We'll be right back.